escalation supported by the West, and I hope they are strongly supported by the United States and by the West in terms of arms, training, equipping those elements, I think will launch an insurgency, and it could either be the mother of all Maidans in a popular uprising in the street with a political movement to demonstrate against the Russian puppet government, or you could actually see, as General McCaffrey was alluding to, insurgency and asymmetric warfare attacks by the Ukrainian elements against the Russians. All along the way, the United States and our allies in the West are going to remain united. We've had 3 days, successive days now, where the U.S. has rolled out 3 waves of sanctions, and I think there's still more to come. So I think this is going to be a very dark, dangerous, difficult period for the Russians. If they think they're going to have a success on the battlefield, I think it's going to be followed by an absolute travesty in terms of their overall governance of Ukraine.
Jeremy, let me read you this reporting on sanctions, sort of the limits of sanctions in dealing with Putin. Times is reporting Putin's decision on Monday to press ahead with the troop movement suggests that he has concluded that the costs of new sanctions are tolerable, despite U.S. talk of massive consequences for his country. If Russian officials are firm in that mindset, the Biden administration might find it has to impose the absolute harshest sanctions, ones that would inflict suffering on many ordinary citizens, or look for a non-economic option, such as giving greater military aid to an insurgency in Ukraine. Mr. Biden has said he will not send American troops to defend Ukraine. Or where are we on that continuum, and what options remain available for President Biden?
Yeah, in my discussions with folks inside the U.S. government, I think all options are on the table, short of sending ground combat troops in to face the Russians in Ukraine. I think what is on the table, as referenced, is sending arms, training, and equipment, and even maybe clandestinely supporting Ukrainian elements against the Russian forces. I think certainly support for any Ukrainian government in exile, diplomatic support is going to be in the cards. In terms of sanctions, I think we've taken some significant steps, including sanctioning 2 Russian financial institutions, sanctioning Russian sovereign debt, but there's more to go. We could sanction Sberbank and VTB Bank, other banks that are very critical to Russian elites, to the Russian governing state. And then once we engage in these export control restrictions, we will degrade over time, probably about 6 months times, we'll degrade the Russian industrial manufacturing capability, their high-tech capability. And I think that's also going to be a very significant blow to the Russian economy. So I think Putin's going to have this fundamental choice. An economy in decline is going to go into steeper decline with this global sanction regime. And then, of course, we'll have to, as referenced, govern Ukraine, which I think could be very bloody and very difficult for him.
Jeremy, you understand this better than I do, but one of